Hey guys, what's going on? It's Johnny 17 here, bringing you episode 5 of my Football Manager 2018 Unemployed Challenge, aka the Journeyman. So I have received my first job offer since resigning from Dynamo St. Petersburg. It is not a club position, but we have been offered the head coaching job of China's under-23 team for the Asian Games football tournament. I will definitely be accepting that because I think it will help my reputation a little bit. So that's all the news for now. We will be back when we have a club team or when we have the first match with China. I'm not really sure what is going to come first, but we will be back soon. So a little bit of a change of plans here. I know I said I would bring the first game of the under-23s for China if it came up first, but I actually thought this was going to be sort of like a temporary thing. So I figured, you know what, I'll just go ahead and, play some games. You guys don't really need to see it. It's just sort of a filler until we get a club team. And then this happened. Since taking over the team, we have just played incredibly well, and we have somehow found ourselves in the final of the Asian Games. So that's where we're at right now. We have played exceptionally well, have this amazing run through the Asian Games, and we're going up against South Korea, who are the defending champions in the final. So I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys that game. Before we get to that, let's just go ahead and take a look at the squad, because this is your guys' sort of first look at the squad. Like I said, I've been playing with this team for whatever it is, like a month or so, a little bit. I've gotten to know the players a tiny bit, so let's just go ahead and give a quick introduction, to some of these players. In goal, we have Che Yan, pretty good goalkeeper overall. Our squad, we have a few highlights here and there, although nobody is sort of like, I guess, wow. We don't really have like a wow factor. We don't have that huge star. We have some pretty good people, some people with like pretty good potential, but we're not that incredibly deep. In goal, we have a lot of players that have a lot of room to grow. The best thing that Yan has going for him is that he is consistent, which at this age group is huge because so many of our players aren't consistent or they're inconsistent. They don't like big matches, and it's just so hard to get a run of games going when you have a team that's just not consistent. So Yan is a very consistent performer, and I am saying consistent a lot. It should be turned into a drinking game. We should have a counter going or something. I don't even know. A lot of consistent here. So looking at our right fullback, we have Shu Yu Gang. We don't have a lot of depth in our fullbacks. This is a player that I sort of foreshadowed it earlier. This is a player that is very inconsistent. He doesn't enjoy big matches, but he's fast. He has some good decision-making ability. He's not ideal, but he's what we have. I mean, we don't have a lot of fullbacks. On the left-hand side, we're going with Zhang Yaqi, another player, not consistent, but he's quick, and I guess at this level that counts for something, kind of leaning more towards physical ability than perhaps consistency or technical ability. As far as our central defenders go, the standout is Gui Shuang. The big knock against him is that, one, he, like much of our team, he's not consistent, but he's also injury prone, and we have, knocking on wood over here. We are extremely lucky so far that he has not been injured, because we have been hit with the injury bug. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, we have 3 injuries. I think 2 of them are long-term. I can't quite remember if the third one is as well. But to go with Gui, we also have Wei Buyan. Good in the air. He has good heading ability. He's a very physical player. Again, not consistent. Also, much like Shuang, he's sort of a selfish player. We don't have the greatest teamwork in this squad, but so far we have been playing pretty well despite that. In retrospect, I probably should have had this DM being AMC, because we're very thin in the DM position. Neither of our guys have a tremendous amount of ability or potential. But we are going with the DM in this system for whatever reason, because I just want to go with this system and it seems to be working, so I'm not going to mess with it too much. But we have Lang Xiao. Common theme here, not consistent, he's selfish, but he's quick and he has some good physical abilities. He's not our first choice. We were actually going with Sun Bin, but Sun Bin, as you can see, is one of our long-term injuries. Also, the midfield, we have Tian Yang and Xing Rongqing. Our midfield is a strength of our squad. This is where we have the most collection of talent within our squad. Yan Dinghao would be our first option, but again, another long-term injury. But our midfielders, our central midfielders, are an exceptionally strong point within this group. Out on the right side, we were going with Chen Xiaomao. Not a ton of potential, but again, this is another position where we are very limited with who we have in our squad. So he is our best option at the moment. And opposite him on the left-hand side, we're going with Liu Pin. He's been an integral part of our squad so far, racking up a ton of assists so far during this Asian Games tournament. And lastly, up top, our best player by far, we have Liu Ruofan. I am horrible with pronunciation. Going from Russia to China, this is just killing me. I am so bad with names. But Liu is by far our best player, and he's racked up, I think, 5 goals in this tournament. He has done exceptionally well for us. He's had a few bad games, but for the most part, he has been consistent, despite sort of having that trait where he's not consistent. We have seen him dip a couple games, but for the most part, he has been a solid contributor for us throughout the Asian Games. So now that all of that junk is out of the way, you have a little bit of an idea of what the squad is like. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into this final game against the South Korea under-23s in the final of the Asian Games. Alright guys, we're going to go with Liu Ruofan up top, Liu Pin and Chen Xiaomao out wide, Xing Rongqing and Tan Yang in the midfield with Ling Xiao just behind them, Zhang Yaqi, Wei Buyan, Hui Shuang, and Xu Yugang are back line, and Che Yan is in goal. I apologize if I butchered any of those names. I'm sure I butchered all of them, but I did give it my best effort. I mean, I've been saying this time and time again, I am horrible with names, so I apologize for all of my many mispronunciations. As far as tactics go, you guys are all familiar with this shape. The only slight tweak to this is that we have Xiao Mao playing as an inside forward because he is left-footed only. So to sort of compensate for that, we're going to have Yang and Yu Gang kind of playing out wide to sort of compensate for Xiao Mao cutting inside. But other than that, that's the only little tweak. Other than that, it is a pretty standard formation. Let's go ahead and get into this game with South Korea. Real quick before we get started, I just wanted to point this out. I am going to post about this on the SI forums. It's a little bit of a bug. Pretty much every single game I do with this team, I get this message saying it's time to put an end to our poor run of form. But you guys saw the schedule. We have been winning an incredible amount of games. We have only dropped one since I have taken over. So I don't know why I keep getting this message. It's a little bit of a bug. It's far from game breaking. Excuse me, it's just a little bit annoying. I would, personally, I would like our pep talks to be reflective of where we are at a team, and you guys saw what our record was like as of late, so this is hardly reflective of where we are at. So just a little bit of a pet peeve. Let me know in the comments if you have run into anything sort of similar to this, any other sort of small little bugs here or there that you guys have noticed in the game. Like I said, nothing big, just a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. So we are underway here in the final of the Asian Games against the South Korea under-23s. Now, South Korea are the defending champions of this tournament, and they are by far the best team in this tournament as well. They took out Japan in the semifinals to get here, and Japan, we faced them in our group, and I believe we lost to them 2-1. They're the only team that have beaten us since I have taken over, so this is going to be an incredibly tough game for us, and this is going to be a highlight here for South Korea. He pushes it wide. Okay, we don't need to worry about that. I mean, if all their shots look like that, I mean, that would be great for us. We're expecting a very tough match here, so every highlight we see is going to make us a little bit nervy. We go into halftime tied 0-0. As you see from the stats, things are pretty even here. This is a tightly fought game. Both teams have had some players that are struggling. Neither of us have really been able to impose our wills within the game. So we're going to see if we could maybe tweak a few things here or there, maybe bring some people off the bench just to try to give us that little bit of an edge. Free kick for South Korea, dangerous position. Lots of bodies in the box. We do clear the initial... we cleared the initial attack, but that secondary shot not missing by much. Again, instantly another free kick for South Korea, and we do get saved by the post that time. So things are definitely shifting towards South Korea's way at this point. Not sure what we should do in response here. We are going to pick up an injury, so we are going to have to make a change here. Thankfully, we do have a left defender on our bench that we could bring in. Should we make another change as well here? We are going to bring on Liu Yuan, just to replace the injured Yaki. And we're also going to bring in Pin, or not bring in Pin, sorry. We're also going to change Pin to an inside forward just to try to get him involved in the game a little bit more, because he has been struggling, and leading up to this, he has been such an integral part of our success. So maybe this little switch, just kind of put him in a position that he's more used to, will hopefully get him involved in the game a little bit more. We eventually clear it here. We do collect possession. Can we launch a counterattack of our own here? Driving forward, we get the ball out wide to Yuan. Looking for Pin, can't quite find him, but we do recollect possession here. Ball across to Yang. Yang to Xiao Mao. Yes! Oh, yes, 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 yes! Oh, we take the late lead. 1-0 in the 82nd minute. Oh, I'm so pumped. I'm excited. I mean, we struggled in Russia. I know things were finally starting to get our way, and then we got relegated, and then the season ended, and we took over this sort of temporary job with the Chinese under-23 team, and we might be able to win a little bit of silverware here. Can we hold on to the lead? Let's see who this highlight is for. As my voice gives out, I'm too excited. South Korea finding a ton of space, and just like that, we concede the lead. We got pegged back immediately, just about a minute after taking the lead initially. This is just poor. Far, far, far too much space here. Just so easy for him to pick out a cross. And despite their forward being double teamed, I mean, their winger had all day to pick out that cross. Made that far too easy for them. 6 minutes of extra time. Oh no, this is Russia all over again. Oh, why is there so much extra time? 6 minutes. Okay, we could do this. That was a poor pass. Have to be careful here not to get hit with a ball over the top, because our central defenders are not the quickest. There is the ball over the top, but we are able to deal with it. Can we come down to possession here? We collect. Get the ball in space. We might be able to hit them on the counter now. Xiao Mao takes the shot not far away. Not a bad effort. Maybe would have liked to have seen him hold up possession there a little bit. But again, he's out in front. I'm sure his heart started pumping. We are going to make a tactical change here. I think I have to take out our central defender here. We're going to bring in Shi Li. He's not match sharp, so he might be prone to make a mistake here. But way beyond just not having a good game. Plus, he was sitting on that yellow card. Let's go ahead and take him out. Get rid of our weakest link. Just try to hold on here. Push this game into extra time. This should be the last highlight here. We do get a free kick from a dangerous spot. We're going to win at the last minute. Oh my gosh. There's no way they could come back from this. I thought that was going to be the last highlight of the game. I thought that was going to be cleared for the last highlight of the game. But no, we score from the free kick. Oh my goodness. And I talked about him before. Our striker, by far the best player on our team, coming up huge there. I'm pretty sure that was him that nabbed the goal. Come on, any second here. There it is, the full-time whistle. We have won our first bit of silverware. And there it is, the celebration, the confetti everywhere. Oh, look at that. The lone white guy. Johnny 17. Oh, I have to get a job after this, right? I just won silverware. Somebody give me a job, please. So there you have it, guys. My first bit of silverware in this save. We win the Asian Games with the China under-23s team. Fantastic stuff. Hopefully this can lead to me getting a real job with a club. I'm going to continue to apply places. Hopefully something opens up soon, because I have just viewed this as temporary and there's nothing really coming up on the international scene with this team. We have like 4 friendlies scheduled in the next month or so, but aside from that, there's no competition. So I really want to get a club a club job. So that is probably going to do it for this episode. I'm going to continue the job hunt. Like I said, thank you guys for checking it out. We are able to lift our first piece of silverware though. Super excited about that. We started off in Russia. We found ourselves in China. We will have to wait to see where we end up next. Be sure to like and favorite this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter. You will find all the latest updates there. Follow along with the companion blog to this series at teambusquets.com. The link for that will be down below in the description. And once again, I will be continuing the job hunt. Hopefully very soon we will have an actual club to manage. But until then, guys, peace.